Hi all, welcome back to my channel. Police in Glendale, Arizona are praising an 11-year-old girl after she escaped an attempted abduction on January 26th of 2024 while she was walking to school. Police say her story serves as an important reminder for parents that kidnappers are out and about and children need to be aware of their surroundings. They say the fifth grader was leaving her second floor apartment on the morning of the 26th to head to school. And as she went down the stairs to the parking lot, she saw a man standing at the bottom of the stairs, and he looked at her funny. So, she hurried past him and ran away from her apartment complex to get away from him. But later on in her walk, she noticed a car turn and stop right in front of her. And she said she saw the same man inside as was just at her apartment complex. Then, he got out of the car and went after her. She screamed and ran away, so he got back in his car and left the scene. When she got to school, she reported what happened to her, and police were able to find the car and the potential abductor and take him into custody. That young girl was smart to pay attention and to run like hell once she knew she was in trouble. But what she didn't know was that the man following her was charged with attempted murder for stabbing his own mother in 2013. And when police found out who the man was, they found out he lives in the girl's apartment complex, just feet away from her home.
This morning, a parent's worst nightmare caught on camera. Watch as this car, making a sharp U-turn, pulls up near an 11-year-old girl casually walking to school. Seconds later, the driver darting out of the car, attempting to grab the fifth grader as she sprints away screaming for help.
At that moment, this male jumped out and started running towards her with his arms extended towards her as if trying to grab her, which caused her obviously to flee.
The incident happening Friday in Glendale, Arizona. Thanks to the video and the girl's description, authorities identifying the suspect as 37-year-old Joseph Leroy Ruiz, who they say lives just feet away in the same apartment complex as the victim. Ruiz has a history of violence, including attempted first-degree murder and aggravated assault for stabbing his own mother back in 2013. Now, he's under arrest and facing charges for attempted kidnapping and custodial interference. According to court documents, the girl first spotted Ruiz outside her home, giving her an odd look. She then ran towards the school, where police say Ruiz parked his car, got out, and lunged at her.
We just want to praise her and congratulate her for doing such a good job in protecting her own life. She was aware of everything that was going on around her and observed that the male was, actively trying to grab her.
Ruiz is held on $250,000 bond. Authorities say this is a good reminder to parents to let your kids know it's okay to run away and scream if they feel uncomfortable, to use code words, and generally be aware of surroundings even before your child leaves the home. Remember, predators can live online as well. George.
Police gave a press briefing with all the details of the attempted abduction, which I'll play for you next. I just want to say first that I'm so glad that girl trusted her instincts and saved herself. She was smart, and reporting it right away may have saved other children from becoming his victims. We need to teach our children to trust their instincts, because it may just save their lives. Thank you for watching. Stay safe out there, and here is the press briefing.
Good morning, everyone. On Friday, January 26th of this year, our officers responded to Sunset Elementary School at around 8:52 a.m. They responded here because school staff had reported that one of their students, one of their students was reporting an attempted kidnapping. Our police officers arrived and spoke to the student, which was an 11-year-old female victim, and she told them what had happened. The victim told our officers that she left her apartment home at about 7:54 a.m. to go to school. She lives on the second story, therefore she needs to walk down a staircase. When she was exiting her home, she noticed at the bottom of the staircase was a male. She described as suspicious, and she said she felt uncomfortable. She walked around him and past him, and then immediately began running southbound through her apartment complex. From there, she walked towards West Onyx Avenue, and then began walking westbound towards her school. As she was walking westbound, she saw a vehicle in the area, and then saw the vehicle approach her. The vehicle stopped in front of her, and when she looked inside, she saw the same male that she had seen near her apartment staircase. This male was described as wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and blue sweatpants. The victim told police that this male immediately jumped out of the driver's vehicle, or driver's door, and began running towards her with his arms extended. This caused her to run away as she was screaming and yelling for help. This male ran after her for a short distance. After then, he returned to his vehicle and left the area. Our patrol officers began conducting follow-up investigation. They canvassed the area near where this occurred in search of security video. They were able to find a home which had captured the incident as described by the female victim. They viewed the video, and exactly what she had said is what had happened. In the video, they were able to see the vehicle was a silver four-door sedan, and the male suspect was wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and blue sweatpants. While searching for the video, while looking for this video, they observed a vehicle in the area just outside the home, matching the same description as seen in the video. Our officers approached this vehicle and observed a male matching that same description as seen in the video. They identified this subject as 37-year-old Joseph Leroy Ruiz. Violent crimes detectives responded, and Joseph was arrested and transported to Glendale City Jail for booking and processing. Joseph was charged with 1 count of attempted kidnapping and 1 count of custodial interference. I will now open it up for questions. Yes?
When did you guys arrest him? Sorry, the timeline was unclear. So it happened on Friday morning. Did you guys arrest him that same day too?
Yes.
Did he live in that area or in that apartment complex?
Our investigation has determined that he lives in the area, yes.
Was there anything in your investigation that suggested that he targeted this girl?
As of this time, that's unknown. We know that they are unrelated, they don't know each other, so the victim was a complete stranger to him.
We also, talked to some people in the area who were alarmed about this. What is your message for the community now that this person is behind bars?
Well, first and foremost, just like my companion, Jose Santiago said, we just want to extend our praise and respect for the female victim for coming forward with this information, speaking about what had happened. As a father myself, as a parent, it's very frightening. It's very frightening that just on her normal walk to school, she was targeted. Someone tried to take her away from her loving family. So we just want to say to the parents of the valley, watch out for your children. Teach them about this incident. Use it as an example as how they should talk and be open and tell those trusted adults about these things that happen.
Does the suspect have any prior criminal history?
He does. Based on our research, we determined that he has, back in 2013, he was charged with attempted first-degree murder and aggravated assault.
Can you talk about how her observations would help you guys find this, knowing the car, what he was wearing, how that helped you guys?
Absolutely, yeah. She, despite being a traumatic event, I'm sure she was flustered and all sorts of emotions were going through her at that time. However, she was able to, tell us a brief description about how he looked. He had facial hair, was wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, was wearing those blue sweatpants. There was a vehicle in the area, and that same information is what we confirmed later on when we found that video. Same exact thing she described is exactly what our officers saw in that video.
How far was her home or her apartment to the school as she was walking? I know it was reported about 1 hour after she walked out of her apartment home. So what was the distance from her home to the school?
I'm not exactly sure on the distance. I know she lives in the area of 4300 Onyx, and then the school is over on near 4300 Mountain View. So about less than half a mile.
How common is it to make an arrest this quickly after something like this happens?
It just depends on how much information we gather and how much information we have at the time. Luckily for us, for this incident, we received the excellent report she made. Our officers were diligent and worked in the area to find that video. Not only that, but they have an excellent relationship with our detectives. They responded quickly as well and assumed the investigation. So it just depends on the information we have as well as evidence. I want to take this opportunity to, thank the community member that provided this video. It was on their security cameras that we were able to see this incident take place. So thanks to them, thanks to the victim involved, and thanks to our officers and detectives.
Throughout your investigation and canvassing the area, talking to neighbors, did you ever determine that the suspect attempted to do this prior, or did this appear to be the first time?
Based on this investigation and the information we've gathered, it appears that this was the first time.